All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Badash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim I heard pushing this gospel of truth and sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon all your houses. Amen. So it's Brother Corner Roth come back at you, Lord will, with an edifying, lesson through the spirit and power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Lord will, it is edifying, Lord will, it is straight to the point. Now, I ultimately don't have, necessarily something planned, man. We're ultimately going to be flowing in the spirit, and again, Lord will, it is edifying, Lord will, it is straight to the point, man. And we're in the time where, Esau Edom, is ultimately going to, try and set up, his NWO, right? Which is ultimately going to consist of this damn devil, which he's doing right now. He's setting up this, central bank digital currency, global central bank digital currency, which again, all roads lead to the MO to the TB, right? So we understand, what's going on. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man, and this is what he's trying to set up, right? He's ultimately trying to get it to where everybody takes this charagma, right, which we know is the RFID micro C hip, right? He wants to be able to track and control everybody, right? So he's going to come down and force, the masses to ultimately take, this charagma, man, And again, he is going to force. Right now, he's ultimately, he's talking about it. He's bringing it out. Right, he's linking it up to bank accounts. He's linking it up to houses, cars, phones, health records, so on and so forth, man. Right, and ultimately trying to get the people, to take it. Right, trying to deceive them to take it. Right, but soon he's going to ultimately come down, having great wrath and force the masses to take it. Right, pursuing the second Ezra, the 16th chapter, you can begin at the 68th verse, man. Right, but that's the time that we're in. But the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai ultimately stated that he's not going to allow him to fully set up his NWO, man. Right? Even though everything right now, Esau's got all the infrastructure set up. Esau's got all his laws and executive orders already, in place and everything ready to, to make his move, right? And we ultimately know that we're at the point where all that he needs is that chaos to unfold in order to move on to the next step, which is, allowing the chaos to, build up and allowing it to go to where the people need a solution, right? And then he's going to come out with his solution, which is the RFID micro C hip, the MO to the TB, right? And act like he's the good guy, right? When in reality, he's the one that's setting this whole situation up, man. Well, let me see if I can lift this up right quick. Lift it as high as I can. But yeah, that's the time that we're in, man. And again, the Lord stated that he's not going to allow this damn devil, right, to fully set up his NWO, because the Lord has his own NWO, right, that he's ultimately going to set up, right? His new world order, which is going to be built on righteousness, man, right? Beginning with, Yahweh Shai, man, So let me grab this and we'll move on from there. This is Job chapter 20 and verse 23. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, meaning what? When Esau Edom is about to fully, he's going to sit down, you know what I mean? He's eating, he's doing what needs to be done to fully set up his NWO, right? To get full, right? But the Lord said, you're not even going to be able to get full, man, right? He says, when he is about to fill his belly, right? The Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And he's going to do that in two different forms, right? With those ICBM nuclear missiles, right? And Yahweh Shai coming, right? With those angels to rain holy hell upon this place, man. And to take that damn devil out of power, right? Because that's what's going to happen, right? Yahweh Shai is going to come, with power and great glory. And there's going to be a war in heaven, man. A war in the sky. You're going to have chariots, airplanes, this, that, and the third, man. flying around, man. It's going to be a complete and utter war, man. You know? But we understand that, hey, Esau's not going to win, man. You know, Esau is going to lose that fight, you know? No matter what his fucking pride, you know, has him thinking, right? Prophecy states that this damn devil is going to lose, man. You know? Let's grab that. We're starting Revelations chapter. I had a fucking phone call going on, man. But anyways, it says, read verse 7 again. Revelations 12 and 7, it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, right? So again, there's going to be, you know, when Yahushua cracks that sky, right? Yahushua is coming with an army, right? To wage war, right? He's coming to wage war, right? And he's going to wage war on these armies, man. You know, because a Yahweh Bashem Shai is ultimately gathering these nations, right, in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, right, pursuant to Joel, you know, the third chapter, right? Scriptures say prepare war. You know, this is what the nations are doing right now. They're preparing war, right? They're preparing for that World War III. But as we're going to read, right, those nations are going to be fighting against each other. And when Yahweh Shai cracks that sky, what's going to happen? They're going to stop fighting each other, and they're going to try to fight Yahweh Shai, man. You know? Revelations 12 and 7, it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not, right? So Esau's not going to prevail, right? And we're going to get into the nitty gritty of what that's going to look like, right? It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven, right? Right? Because again, Yahweh Shai is coming, and he's going to destroy these armies, man. You know? Now let's jump to Revelations chapter 19, and we'll start at verse 11, right? Again, going into Yahweh coming, right? This is Revelations chapter 19 and verse 11. It says, and I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness doth he judge and make war. That's right, man. You know, and you go into that word, Yahweh Shaphat, meaning the Most High's judgment, man. You know? It's called the valley of decision as well, man, in the scriptures, right? And the decision that the Lord is going to make on these armies, these nations, is going to be what? It's going to be a complete and utter slaughter, man. That's what the Lord's going to do to these nations, man. You know, the Lord is going. That's going to be the judgment that's going to be poured out upon these nations, man. Right, and their armies. It's going to be nothing but death and destruction, man. Right, and that white horse, right? White is symbolic for pure. Horses, or white is pure, and horse is symbolic for power. So he's coming in pure power, right? And great glory, right? Verse 12, it says, and eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, right? Again, many crowns, right? And that's not being literal, right? He's not literally going to have, you know, mini crowns, right, floating around his head, you know, which is a you know, it very well could be like that, but hey, we understand that this is, you know, this is speaking on how Yahweh Shai, when he comes, he's going to cast down all rule, power, and authority, right? Pursuant to 1 Corinthians 15:23, right? Verse 23 or 24. And then he's going to do what? He's going to consecrate all that power unto himself, right? So he's basically going to be taking their, you know, their power and authority, which is their crowns, and again, taking it unto himself, man. So that's what this is talking about, man. Right? It's not talking about literal many crowns or multiple crowns being upon his head, man. Right? It says, verse 13, it says, and he was clothed, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, right? And his name is called the Word of the Most High. Again, you're going into Isaiah, the 63rd chapter. Matter of fact, we'll pull that out, right? Because this is what he's going to do, right? When Yahweh Shai comes, it's going to be a very bloody time, right? Yahweh Shai is going to literally destroy. Let me pull this out, Shai. Bear with me, Baba Shah. This is Isaiah chapter. Isaiah chapter 63. Isaiah chapter 63, and we'll start at verse 1. It says, "Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength." Again, coming with that army, right? Those chariots coming in that pure power and that great glory, right? It says, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat, right? And you go back into, ancient times. What was that? I think they still do it today, man. You know what I mean? For like tourist attractions and stuff like that, man. They ultimately get this big ass, like a, I don't know what you call it, man. You basically get this big ass fucking tub looking thing, right? And they fill it with grapes, and people ultimately hold on, to whatever they need to hold on to, and they start stepping, on the grapes, right? Which ultimately makes grape juice, right? The juice ultimately goes, out the nozzle to wherever it is, right? And then they ultimately set it aside, and they create wine and so on and so forth that way, man. But when a person ultimately, they might roll up their legs, like in ancient times, obviously, we had garments and stuff like that, man. And when the person would ultimately step out of, from treading the grapes, their garment would be completely draped in, the blood of those grapes, man, right? And it would literally look like blood, right? So that's what it's, that's symbolically what it's going to look like, man, right? But in reality, this is going into Yahweh Shai, right? Gonna have all that blood on his hands, right? He's not literally gonna get, blood on his garment, right? But this is symbolic for all that bloodshed that Yahweh Shai is going to ultimately, have done, right? Yahweh Shai gonna get busy, man. Yahweh Shai is gonna get busy, right? It says, verse 3, it says, "I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me," right? Hey, man, because again, you usually go back when you go into like the grapes being trodden and stuff like that, and you usually have multiple people, because for lack of a better terminology, man, the tub where the grapes are at, it'd be multiple people doing that, man, right? Because that's a lot of work. Hey, well, Yahweh Shai is saying, nah, I'm gonna do this myself, man. I'm gonna do this myself. So it just shows you, man, Yahweh Shai is ready, man. Yahweh Shai ready to get busy, man. He's sitting there waiting, man, right? It says, I've trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment, and I will stain on my raiment, man. Verse 4 says, "For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come." Right? So Yahweh Shai, again, he's been waiting for this moment, man. He can't wait, just like we can't wait, man. We can't wait to see our Lord and Savior, man, crack that sky, man. It's going to be a beautiful day, man. It's going to be a beautiful moment, man, when we see that, man. We're going to be rejoicing, Going back to Revelation 19 and verse 13 again, it says, "And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of the Most High." Right? So the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. So again, he's coming with that army, man. Right? He's coming with an army. And when a king travels anywhere, he's always got his military with him, man. Right? He's always got his entourage, man. And the king always has the best fighters closest to him, man. Yahweh Shai don't play, man. Right? It says, verse 14, or it's like in verse 15, it says, "And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with the rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power." So again, Yahweh Shai gonna get busy, man. And let's prove that, right? Let's prove exactly, what that, that day, right? Thus saith the words of Yahweh Shem Shah, what that day is gonna look like, man. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, chapter 13, and we'll start at verse 1, right? And this is a vision in which, Esdras had the Lord ultimately had, Esdras see, man, right? He's seen Yahushua is coming, man. He's seen, what Yahushua was going to do or is going to do, right? Here soon, Lord will, right? What he's going to do to these nations, man. Because again, you got these nations that are gathering over there in the valley of Yahushua, right? The so-called Middle East area, right? That general area, right? That's where the Lord is ultimately gathering these nations, right? So that he may judge them, man. Second Esdras 13 and verse 1, it says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, right? If he had a vision, right? And it says, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Again, we just proved, right? Yahushua is coming with that army, right? So this is what it's going into, right? This is the vision that Esdras has seen, Yahushua cracking that sky, and killing all these people, man, right? Those lasers from the chariots, right? You're gonna have ICBM nuclear missiles hitting down, right? It's gonna be a heavy moment, man. Verse 3 again, it says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him, right? It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. Right? It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue that man that came out of the sea. Again, these are these nations, right, coming together, right? Not necessarily in a mutual manner, right, but ultimately to fight against one another, man. Let's prove that, right? Prove that time is going to take place, right? This is in Joel. Let me see if I can grab it. See if I can grab it real quick. This is Joel chapter 3. I'll start at verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And again, we see this right now, right? You got Russia ultimately getting his military ready. China's getting their military ready. North Korea, we had seen not too long ago, we had seen them doing those military, what do you want to call them, man? Those military exercises, where they were, in front of Kim Jong-un and you had dudes laying on their back, bare back, right? No shirt, no nothing, on glass, having a cinder block on their chest, and another dude was taking a sledgehammer and breaking that cinder block on their chest while they were laying bare back on some glass, man, and getting up, and they weren't phased. And you had dudes that were running full speed and smacking their head into fucking, thinner pieces of fucking cinder block and shit like that, snapping that shit, man. Dudes were taking their elbows and hitting the fucking cinder blocks and breaking them. They were doing all different types of shit, man. Right? These nations are ready for war right now, man. Right? They're not playing. Right? When you got America, they're sitting here going on fucking TikTok, and all these dudes is flaming hot Cheeto butt pirates and all these different things, man. They're not focused on actual war. You got a lot of dudes that go in to the military, right? That sit there and they don't even want to go to war. They pick an MO, right, to where it's like, you know what, I don't want to be on the front lines. I just want to get my college degree. I just want to get a little bit of pay. I don't know what to do with my life, so I'm going to choose the military, right? You got a lot of dudes like that. No, in these other nations, these guys know what the fuck they're getting into, and they train for that, man. America is screwed, man. America's not ready. America ain't working on the military might, ain't working on no military firepower. These other nations are, though, man. And we see this happening time and time again. The articles popping up about, the Sarmat 2 missile that Russia's creating, right? Or the hypersonic cruise missile that China created that can flow just above water, be uncompletely detected, and travel at Mach 12, right? Or the orbital nuclear cruise missile, one that sits in orbit ready to be fired off. When it fires off, it travels at Mach fucking 21. These are the things that these nations are ultimately creating, right? Preparing for war, right? Verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong, right? And you got a lot of these nations, these smaller nations, again, such as, North Korea, right? Again, that have all this military might now, this military power, right? That are ready to go to war, constantly threatening America, man. Constantly threatening America. Continuing on, it says, verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. And that's going into the angels, man. Right? The Lord is sending down these angels to stir up the minds of these nations to get them ready for what's to come, ready for World War III, ready for that judgment the Lord's finna bring upon these nations and their armies, man. Right? Continuing on. Verse 12, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So again, there you go, right? So the Lord is ultimately bringing these nations into that valley of Yehoshaphat, right? Again, the valley of Yehoshaphat, right? The Yehoshaphat meaning what? The Most High's judgment, man. The Lord is going to judge these nations by way of Yahushai coming and tearing them the fuck down, man. It's not gonna be a good sight for these nations, man. It's not gonna be like Independence fucking Day, right? With Will Smith or even the new one, right? It's not gonna be like Independence Day, man. Where you're just gonna, you're gonna fight off these fucking aliens. Your missiles can't even penetrate their fucking shield, but you just seem to plant this fucking virus to where now all of a sudden their shield is up. Or their shield is down, like they have some type of regular, technology that can be infiltrated. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. That ain't gonna happen, man. We already read in Revelation the 12th chapter that you're not gonna win. Esau, you're not gonna fucking win, man. Now going back to 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, and I'll read verse 5 again. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of a number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So again, they're going to be fighting against one another. But what they're going to do is they're going to stop fighting each other, look at Yahushua and the angels coming and say, oh, fuck. Right? For that moment, they're going to be like, you know what? We're on the same team. It's us, humans, versus aliens. That's the mentality that they're going to have, man. It's us versus the aliens. Again, just like Independence Day, man. When Independence Day came, what did they do? All of a sudden, all these nations started to communicate with each other. They started to sit there and be like, okay, well, we got one that's over here. We got one that's over here. And when they finally found out how to defeat the so-called aliens, what they do, they started spreading the message to the rest of those nations. So they're ultimately going to be in allegiance, right? Fighting against Yahushua. They're going to say, you know what? Let's put our differences aside. Let's come together and let's fight this one. That's what's going to happen, man. If you can receive it, right? Verse 6, it says, but I held, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. And this is going into Esdras is literally sitting in his vision. He's seeing this chariot, right? This chariot that's so damn big, he's comparing it to a mountain. A mountain. And this is what he says, verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, Slakia. Oh, verse 7, Slakia. Verse 6 again. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Verse 7, his point says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So he couldn't see the ends of the chariot. It's so big that you just look, it covers the whole sky. It covers the whole sky. And again, there was a point within that movie, Independence Day. I'm going to move my camera so that way it's not in the sun getting all hot and shit. I know last time it overheated. Lord will, don't do that again. Try to slack you, man. Slack you. Level it out. You know, it's hot out here in Arizona, man. You know? In the summer, do not come to Arizona. In the summer, do not come to Arizona. Fuck it. Come on, guys. Move out. Move out the way. Move out the way. You know? So he couldn't see, Edris couldn't see the actual size of the chariot, man. That's how fucking big it was, man. Again, that's Yahweh Shai coming in that power, man. You know, not only is he gonna be in his celestial body, right? He gonna look like a man, but he's not gonna be a man. You know, he gonna have that spiritual power. Not only is he coming with that spiritual power, but he's coming on a chariot, man. Right? What the world calls so-called UFOs or UAPs. He's coming on the biggest one. Right? The fathership. And it's beautiful because Esau has seen on his his Hubble telescope, his NASA live stream and so on and so forth. He's seen these big ass chariots, man. There was one that was flying right in front of the sun, and it was maybe a third of the size of the sun. And we know that you can fit 136 Earths inside of the sun. It might even be more than that, like 136,000, 136 million Earths inside of the sun. That's how big the sun is compared to the Earth. Hey, well, if that chariot, right, was a third of the sun, hey, imagine you can fit the Earth inside that chariot, man. You know? That's how big. It might even be bigger than that, man. It might even be bigger than that. We don't know. We haven't seen it. Right? We haven't seen it, but we know that it's coming. Right? Thus saith the Lord. We know it's coming, man. And you people are going to be fucking scared, man. People are going to be scared shitless. Right? It says, continue on, verse 8. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So they're going to say, fuck it. And man, I'm gonna keep laying backing off that movie, man. You know, because in that movie there was two main guys. There was another main guy that was with Will Smith when it came to getting into the jets and fighting. It was a so-called Edomite, and obviously Will Smith being the Jake. You know, hey, the Edomite when they were sitting there in the little conference room. You know what I mean? I can't remember exactly what he said. I think he asked him. I think he asked Will Smith, leaned over to ask Will Smith and said, are you scared? Right? Will Smith said no. But when you see them get in the airplane, they're actually approaching the so-called UFO, the chariot, and the white dude looks scared as shit. He looks scared as shit. But yeah, guess what? You know? It's like, you know what? We got to fight, man. You know? They got to fight. This is what's going to happen, man. They're going to be fucking scared shitless, but they're going to be like, oh, no, fuck that. You know? And you people are done for, right? Verse 9, it says, and lo, after he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held any sword, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth that it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue, he cast out sparks and tempest. So there's going to be those laser beams that are going to be coming from these chariots, from the fathership that Yahweh Shai is on, right? From the all the way to the smallest chariot, right? There's going to be laser beams from these chariots being sent out, destroying all this shit, man. Everything that you see here. And we understand, right, that Yahweh Shai going to crack the sky over in the east and work his way west, man. Right? To the final destination, which is America. Right? And America is going to be completely and utterly fucking destroyed, man. You know? Verse 11, it says, and all they, and they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence against them upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So that vision right there scared the shit out of Esdras, man. You know? Because he's seeing something that he's never seen before, man. The Lord gave him a vision of something that is like, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. When you're looking at it, you're like, wait, hold on. the military armies of his time, they still had swords and spears and shields. So what he's seeing is he's seeing people with guns. He don't know what they are. He's sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? When is this going to take place? He's looking at the time period that he's in. He's like, hey, we ain't nowhere near that moment, man. But this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to take place. And the fearful sight of all that, the fear that's on people's face, he's seeing all these things, man. That got him afraid. That made him sick to the stomach, man. You know? That's a heavy thing, man. This is no light thing that's going to take place, man. Yahweh Shai ain't going to play no games when he comes, man. Yahweh Shai going to mop the floor with all you motherfucking, all your armies, right? And all of those who are wicked, man. He going to mop the floor with y'all, man. You know? Let me grab this, man. Let me see if I can find this precept. I know Isaiah. No. It's like, yeah, bear with me, man. I'm trying to find it. Oh, hold on. I think I remember where it's at. Oh, come on, right here. This is this is Isaiah chapter 34, and I'll start at verse 1. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it." Right, man. And the Lord is having his prophets out here on the highways and byways, speaking this word, man. Putting this word out, this good news, right? Good news, right, to the elect, right? Terrible news to the rest of the world, man. Right? Because again, Yahweh Shai is coming with destruction, man. He's coming to make war, man. You know? He's coming to kill the wicked, remove the wicked, right? Beginning with Esau, Edom, we understand he's the wicked, right? But 2/3 of the Israelites, the Lord's people, are wicked as well, man. You know? And again, going back to, in the beginning of our lesson, I stated, right, the Lord's coming to do, is going to bring that judgment, right, upon Esau, Edom, and his system, right, in two different ways, right, by way of Yahweh Shai coming, as well as those nuclear missiles, man, you know, because you can't forget about the nuclear missiles. That's going to be part of these nations being, gathered together in the valley Yahweh Shabbat to fight, right? It's going to get so hot and heavy that these nations are going to hit that button, man, right when Yahweh Shai is coming, right, when Yahweh Shai is here, man, it's gonna be ICBM nuclear missiles being shot off and lasers being beamed out, man. Laser beams from the chariots being beamed out, you know. Verse 2, it says, "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury is upon all their armies." Right? It says, "He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter." This is what he's coming to do. And we just read in 2 Ezra 13 what it's going to look like. If you can envision that. We're talking about lasers. We're going to have smoke, ashes. It's going to be, man, it's going to be crazy, man. You know, you go back to, was that War of the Worlds, right, with Tom Cruise. When he was running, there was a scene when he was running and the little so-called aliens were out there and they were zapping people, man. And when somebody got zapped, what happened? It would be like a blood splatter. You know what I mean? They would basically disintegrate into like a dust, but there would also be like a blood splatter, right? This is what's going, man. It's going to be a fucking slaughter, man, right? Verse 3, it says, "Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood," right? Verse 4, it says, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a failing fig or falling fig from the fig tree. So again, right, the heavens being rolled together as a scroll is those ICBM nuclear missiles being shot down as well, right? So it's going to be boom, and what happens? A big-ass mushroom cloud, man, right? And when you look at the top, it rolls out like that. When you flip it over like a scroll, you roll the edges out. It's like a scroll, man. You know, so that's what it's going into. That's what it's talking about, man. Again, they didn't have the terminology back then in the time of the prophets, right? Like they do now, right? So he's saying a scroll, but it's today we call it a mushroom cloud, man. You know, it says, verse 5, it says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment." Man, this is what the Lord ultimately has set up, right, for America, man, right, for these nations, for their armies, right, and for America, right. America is going to be completely and utterly destroyed, man. When Yahushua gets a hold of this place, you know, as well as those ICBM nuclear missiles touch down here, this place is going to be completely and utterly desolate, man. Right, this place is not going to be inhabited anymore. This place is going to be a memorial forever on the power and strength and glory of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Right, let's go. Let's drop down. Actually, well, let's keep reading. Right, this is verse 6. It says, "The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams." It's like with the fat of the kidneys of rams, for the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra. Hey, well, that's that matchup, right? Isaiah the 63rd chapter talks about Yahushai, right? Who is this that cometh, from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, man? Right? Yahushai is coming for America, man. Right? He has a pit stop he got to make, and then he coming right for America, man. Right? And we're reading it again. These ICBM nuclear missiles are destined for America, man. So Lord's finna have a double whammy hit here, man. A double portion of destruction is gonna hit America, man. You know? It says, verse 7, it says, and the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls in their land shall be soaked with blood, in their dust. It's like in their dust made fat with fatness, right? The Lord said what, man? That there's gonna be blood up to the horse's bridle, man. You know, and brothers was going into it. The brother Korwa Ibad, right, GMS Spiritual Temple 2, he was going in with another brother, man, and how, like, when you go back into the ancient times, the horses were so much bigger, man, right? So you have to put that in perspective, right? This was said in the ancient times, right? So they're looking at the horses in the ancient times were bigger. Everything was obviously bigger, fuller, stronger, faster back then, right? Because the food we have now and the atmosphere we have now and all the pollution that's going out, ultimately, one, it plays a real heavy toll on your body. On top of that, right, throughout time, because of the curses and everything like that, life just ultimately isn't what it was. Our lifespan is shorter, right? We don't eat as healthy. There's really almost no healthy choice here, man. Even the fruits and vegetables, because they're all fucking GMO, man. And now you got this whole, Kill Gates, right? He's got this whole, lab-grown food and vegetables and stuff like that, man. So it's like you're not getting any nutrients, man. No real nutrients. It's all plastic. It's all fake, So, of course, man, right? Now, this is pursuant to those ancient time horses, man. They were fucking 3 times or twice the size of the horses we have now, man. Which just shows you how much fucking death and destruction there's going to be when Yahushai comes and those ICBM nuclear missiles get shot off, man. Continue reading Isaiah 34 and verse 8. It says, "For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance in the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion." And again, we read, right, that Yahushai, right, in Isaiah the 63rd chapter, right, the vengeance is in his heart, man. It's on his mind, man. He got vengeance on the brain, man. Ready to unleash that anger, unleash that fury, upon the wicked, man. Right? Verse 9, it says, "And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation, it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever. So again, the Lord is going to make this place perpetually uninhabitable, man. Right? And we understand, as we're going to read, that only the desert animals are going to dwell here. Right? Shit, we might even, hey, man, Lord will, we be part of the elect, but we might, when, we're with our seed and stuff like that, man, we might even fly over Babylon and say, hey, see, this is what the Lord ultimately delivered us from. Who knows? We might be able to pull up, a replay, like a 3D replay, right? Special powers, right? Being able to pull up that 3D replay of what happened, right? Showing our children and then flying over it, right, in the chariot and saying, this is the aftermath. Who knows, man? It's all speculation, just speaking as a man, but nonetheless, and those things very well could be possible, man. We don't know. The Lord is going to make this place a perpetual memorial of the Lord's power, man, of the Lord's strength, his majesty, his might. Because this is what the Lord is ultimately doing. He's ripening this place up, right, in order to show his strength, man. Right, building Esau Edom's pride up, right, thinking that he's going to be able to, establish his NWO, when in reality he's not going to be able to, man. He's not going to be able to, man. The Lord said, what the deceiver and the deceived are his. So he's ultimately deceiving Esau into believing that he's in control when he's not. He's not in control, man. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshua is in control of all things, man. Romans 9:19, who hath resisted his will? Right? Sirach, the 18th chapter, the 3rd verse, man. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hands, and all things obey his will. All things, man. No such thing as free will. No such thing as making my own decisions, man. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is in control of all things, and he's stating, right, as we're reading, that the Lord is going to destroy this place, man, which is the cash cow of these elites, man. We'll continue reading. I'll read verse 10 again. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever. The cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. They shall call the nobles thereof. They shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. Right? No one's going to be here, man. Verse 13, it says, and thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof. It shall be an habitation of dragons and a court for owls. The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The shrink owl, if I said that right, Salakia, the shrink owl also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest. There shall the great owl make her nest and lay and hatch and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, everyone with her mate. That's right, man. So again, you're gonna have nothing but scavengers and desert animals dwelling here in America, man. No human is going to be living here in this land, right? The Lord is going to destroy everything. Second Corinthians, what is that? The 4th chapter, the 18th verse, that that all these things that we see here, they're temporal, man. The Lord is going to make an end of this place, man. He going to make an example of this place. It's like it's a little warm. Let me get some water. And the Lord's going to make an example of this place, man. And all you wicked people that are in it. Right? The Lord's going to destroy y'all, man. He ain't playing with y'all on no level. On no level is he playing with y'all. You know? Let's jump to Isaiah the 13th chapter. I don't want to make this too long. For some reason, I'm on the StreamYard app, man, and it allows me to record, but it won't allow me to, record more than an hour, and be able to download it onto my actual channel. Because what I do is I record it and then I post it. But so I'm gonna try to wrap it up here just a minute or two before an hour. But this is Isaiah chapter 13. It's like you. And I'll start at verse 9. It says, "Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it." Right. So again, not only is the Lord is coming to destroy this place because of the evil and wickedness that's here. Right. 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter, right, beginning of the 28th verse, that this is the place where the evil is sown, that if this place be not turned upside down, or if that place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. Right. So this place has to go. Right. All you wicked ass people have to go in order for the kingdom, right, which is going to be established in righteousness, to be brought forth and established, man. The Lord has to cast down Esau Edom's NWO and establish his own NWO in his stead, man. Verse 10, it says, "For the stars of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine." Because again, you're going to have those mushroom clouds and stuff like that ultimately covering the sky, man. And I was watching the elder brother Amon Gabar, and they were doing their their live stream earlier today, and they were going in on it, man. Hey, the world is gonna feel that heat, man. When America gets destroyed, they're gonna feel that heat. They're gonna feel that fire. The world is gonna be everybody gonna be able to see that smoke, man. Everybody gonna be able to see America. Hey, Salakia, man, my phone's overheating. I'm probably gonna have to wrap it up. But yeah, man, let me finish off these last couple precepts and we'll wrap it up. This is Isaiah, going back to Isaiah 13, and we'll finish it off with verse 11. It says, "And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." So the Lord, right, not only is he going to destroy America, but he's going to destroy the sinners right along with it, man. All you wicked people, man, you're all going to be destroyed, man. This is why, again, prophets are coming out here to highways and byways and telling you people, hey, you need to get right, man. You need to get right with Yahweh Shem Shah, otherwise you're gonna feel that fire, man. You will be destroyed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. You know, So it would do you well to take heed to the message that's ultimately being put out there by the prophets of Yahweh Shem Shah. You know, that's the whole goal, man. Right? To ultimately be, accepted of the Lord, man. And again, this message is going out to you Israelites, right? You so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as you Israelite foreigners, right? Which are you Israelites through the diaspora, been scattered through these other nations, and throughout time began like these messages for. This is who the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai has sent prophets out to talk to, man. Good news, yeah. Destruction of America, destruction of a wicked rulership is good news, because we're bottom for so long. We've been in this captivity for so long that it's, hey, man, when are we going to experience something new? Right? When are we going to be on top, man? And that time is coming, right? We're just waiting for prophecy to unfold, right? Jacob's trouble is the next major prophecy to unfold, right? Then we got World War III. And when World trouble pops up, and it's going to be boom, 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 like dominoes, man. Quick, fast, and a hurry prophecy is going to be popping off, man. So again, here how is to warn our people, tell our people, hey, you need to get right, man. Get right with Hashem Shai. Get your that way you can be delivered from the said peril. This preset, man. Lord, will we can make it. We got a few more minutes, man. This is second Esdras. Let's go. Second Esdras, chapter 9. We'll start at verse 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made." Right, man. And we have the understanding of the times, right? We understand that all these prophecies are coming to pass, right? We understand that all these things are happening, right? Which let us know that, hey, we're in the last days, the last minutes of the last days, man. Right? So the time is coming, right? The time is coming where the Lord is ultimately going to bring forth that judgment upon you wicked, right? It says, verse 3, it says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning," right? It says, "Like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest," right, man? Right? The end is manifest from the beginning. The Lord created everything, right, to ultimately happen in its proper order, man, before everything was created. So Lord ultimately created the script for the movie, created the movie, pulled the actors, this and the third, and now he's watching the movie, right? He done produced the movie, everything like that. Now he's watching the movie unfold, man. You know, it's his movie, right? Verse 6, "Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in works and wonderful, and it's like in what Verse 6. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. Right? Verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved, right? And we understand that the elect is going to be saved, right? Pursuing Matthew's the 24th chapter, right? Beginning at the 30th verse, right? Yahweh Shai is ultimately going to come and deliver the elect, right? Everyone else is going to be destroyed, right? There's no deliverance for everybody. Not everybody's going to be saved, right? And damn sure not these fucking these pagan Christians, man. You know, they're going to be destroyed as well, man. You know, because God doesn't love everybody, right? God isn't for everybody, you know. Um, Verse 7, it says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. So again, it goes into having faith. And the Lord, again, we're pursuing Ephesians, the 2nd chapter, the 8th verse. The Lord didn't give faith to everybody, man. The Lord isn't dealing with everybody on that level, right? He's only dealing with a small group, right? When you go to Matthew's the 13th chapter, right, when it talks about he gave the disciples, right, the ability to know and understand the mysteries, right? You go into that word mystery. That word mystery goes into the Greek mysterion, right, which goes into, you know, a hidden or secret, right? A piece of information that's only given unto the initiated ones, man. You know, which again are the elect, the remnant, right? It says, verse 8, it says, and shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. That's right, man. You know, and we're ultimately going to close it out there, man. You know, so hey, for those that ultimately, you know, whom this word resonates with, man, get right, right? Get right with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Get right with your power, your maker, right? So that way you ultimately see the reward of the wicked and don't receive of that reward, right? Because if you receive of that reward, that means you're wicked, man. That means you're evil, and the Lord's ultimately going to destroy you, you know. But hey, follow after righteousness, repent, you know, turn away from the world. Scripture say, "Be not conformed to the ways of the world," man. You know, meaning to follow after righteousness and don't follow in the ways of the world. Stop eating shrimp, crab, lobster, pork. Quit committing adultery, right? Quit lying. Quit stealing, right? Quit being niggas, man. You know, and Lord will, right? You can ultimately be delivered from the said perils that are coming, man, and be able to be part of the first fruits in the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, which is here soon to come, man. You know, that's the goal. That's the only goal, man. Right? The captive exile hasted to be loose, man. We want to be free. We want to be on top, man. We want to be free to serve Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai the best way possible, man. And the only way that we're going to be able to do that is to serve Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. It's like, you know, all of a sudden I'm having, you know, connection issues, man. Fucking Satan, man. You know? So get right with Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, man. Quit dilly-dallying, man. You know, Sirach 5 and 7, man. You know, so with that, Lord will is edifying. Lord will say to the point, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Al-Shai, Bashim, Rachak Wadash. Again, double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing this gospel and truth and sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bashim Al-Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. Till next time, say Shalom, Kwame Asharallah, and Abba.